The Brooklyn Nets have not ruled out retrading Dorian Finney-Smith and Spencer Dinwiddie. If you're wondering how the hell does that work, this is what Marc Stein wrote. Dinwiddie cannot be aggregated with any other players to increase the amount of salary the Nets can send in a trade. But Dinwiddie's $20.2 million salary for this season is enough that Brooklyn can still trade him to get a player for him alone. The veterans guard's contract for next season recently became fully guaranteed at $21 million by virtue of Dinwiddie hitting games played markers. Now, with that being said, my question is, if Dinwiddie cannot be aggregated with other players, can Dorian Finney-Smith be aggregated with Dinwiddie because they were both part of the same trade? So can you retrade the package of Dinwiddie and Dorian Finney-Smith to another team? And from my understanding, yes. Those two players can only be traded with each other or by themselves. Obviously, you would want to trade them together, but we'll talk about both instances. First off, $20 million. Who could you get back? That's a solid point guard at that cost. Fred VanVleet. That's the first and only choice, is you're trading Spencer Dinwiddie for Fred VanVleet or Terry Rozier. All right? Those are the two guards that there, because you assume Mike Conley and Anthony Simons. I would rather have Spencer Dinwiddie over Mike Conley, and Anthony Simons, you wouldn't be able to get him. Malcolm Brogdon, I would rather have Dinwiddie over Malcolm Brogdon. So that leaves you with either Terry Rozier or Fred VanVleet, who you could get right there. For me, that does become difficult to decide. Fred VanVleet is a champion. Terry Rozier is on a multi-year deal, and I do trust Terry Rozier. So I really think there it's buyer's choice. If you like Terry Rozier more, you go after him. If you want Fred VanVleet and the experience, you go after him. Now, we have said that, I personally have said that if you were going to trade Dorian Finney-Smith and Spencer Dinwiddie together, you try to get OG Anunoby and Fred VanVleet together, or you call up the Jazz and you're like, here, send us Mike Conley and Jared Vanderbilt and Simone Fontecchio and Rudy Gay or something. I don't even know how you would get that deal, but it's definitely interesting to see, okay, as this is a team that I think it's interesting to see how it all plays out, okay? But what would you guys want to see the Nets do? Because I think they need, like, even if they were to keep these guys, I still think this team's a lot better than people want to admit. Like, this roster isn't as bad as people have acted as if. And for me, I think this is just something that we need to continue to look at and understand that this team is definitely still good, but what assets they have, I mean, the deal took longer to get finalized because they basically were like, hey, we're going to continue to try to find deals for Dorian Finney-Smith, and it was kind of funny, but obviously, they weren't able to. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. What do you guys expect and why? I do love y'all. Like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, goodbye. I think that's basically the video, because, like, what else are we going to discuss besides that? We know those are the two deals that could potentially happen, okay? And we know the Mavs are also on the market. It's becoming more difficult and difficult to see these deals happen just because of the circumstances that they're being put in, as well as the juxtaposition of trying to find a seller. And everybody's a buyer right now. No one's really a seller. So then that becomes difficult when no one's really a seller. So you're in a buyer's market and everything's a lot more expensive. So what ends up happening, it's going to be harder for us to get an upgrade. And the only team you're really hoping on are either the Charlotte Hornets or the Toronto Raptors. And again, it becomes difficult. How do you move past this? How do you improve it? And I agree, I don't know what to do. So it does become a difficult situation to look at. And I want to hear your thoughts down below. If there was anything else you guys would have wanted to hear, like, comment, and subscribe. That's basically going to be it for me today. I very much am happy that you guys stuck around, watched my videos. It means the world that you guys do. So I'm going to head out. Goodbye. A-Town style. Everybody, I'm gonna go. I broke my wrist playing basketball. I really did. So that sucked. Really sucked. All right. Did not enjoy it.